We're dying to tell you this, but before we do, what's happened to Dean? She's got a new hairdo, all gone straight.
I went to see my wonderful Italian hairdresser, and I think he did a nice job, eh, Noah?
He did a fantastic job. You look so beautiful. A new woman.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Anyway,
If you haven't been to our channel before, we are Tina and Norm, and we talk all things retirement, finance, and anything else you'd like us to talk about.
and we just act like stupid 60-year-olds who are having too much fun in retirement. If you enjoy these types of videos, we would be honoured if you consider subscribing to us because it does help our channel grow, and we are burning to get one of those silver play buttons from YouTube. Oh, we got a space on the wall for it already.
Oh, we can't wait, eh, Norm?
So we're dying to tell you this. We had a strange meeting yesterday, didn't we, Teen?
Yes, we did.
So I thought Teen was going to tell you about this, but obviously she wants to keep that a secret. We went and pre-planned our funerals. So that's it. The end is near.
It's all done now, hey?
So we wanted to do this. Some of our friends had previously done it, and we hadn't really thought about it, even though it's an essential part of your retirement planning. So we opted not to go with a funeral director. Mm-hmm. So there is a service that's available in Ontario and other parts of Canada, and we're sure it's also in the US. And the people that we have bought our funeral from are called
a transfer service operator class 2.
So not a funeral director, and the main difference between them is a funeral director can embalm, and this type of service can't. They literally are transporters, but it's a full funeral service. Amongst other things, they're going to do for us the paperwork.
Yes, they are. In fact, we were really impressed, weren't we, Norm, with the service?
We were.
We had a lovely meeting, went through it, and I wasn't too sure how we would feel, but it was actually strange but nice knowing that you were taking care of your future so you wouldn't be a burden on anybody else. And
right.
I actually thought it was quite a nice process.
I had to go through the whole process when my father passed away, of finding a funeral director, one that could do it in a short period of time and all that good stuff. We thought if we could relieve our children of this, so they don't have to think about what we want, it's all been taken care of and we've paid it. Mm-hmm. So how the mechanics work is we have bought through a specialized insurance company an annuity. Mm-hmm. And the annuity is basically the amount of money that it would take for this company to do our funeral. And then on top of that, there was a few added extras for the coroner's fee. Mm-hmm. And they said that if we prepaid the crematorium fee, then that would lock it in and it would never increase. Whereas if we didn't, that would increase. And the coroner fee could go up as well, but that would be very, very minor. So all in all, it's cost us about $2,800 each for our funeral. And he did say that in other regions of Canada, such as Alberta, it's far cheaper.
Mm-hmm. They have a different scale of charges, don't they?
But this gentleman was just a fountain of information from what religions are you and what will the individual religions allow about scattering or burial. And yeah, as Tina said, we thought it was going to be really creepy and not upsetting, but, not like going to get a Dairy Queen ice cream.
But it wasn't really, was it? It was
It wasn't.
almost sort of like being given a menu of all the things that we were going to get. And another thing, too, that you get a lot of copies of the death certificate, too. And they take care of all the government pension forms and things like that.
So they'll notify everybody. The government pensions, they fill out the forms. Because he jokingly said that, you can figure out filling the form out, but you only ever do it once. Whereas he's done it hundreds of times.
And I guess the other thing too, Norm, is that you mentioned earlier that it would be something our children wouldn't have to do. But we also took into effect that it would be for either Norm or I, whichever one should pass away first. It means that it's all taken care of for the other one that's left behind.
So literally, it's a one phone number to the insurance company, and that gets everything going, and that means that this service would come and pick us up. The one thing he did mention, which I thought was a great thing, and we want to pass this on for you because it might catch you out. What happens if one of us passes away while we're on a trip? Maybe we go down to Florida or Portugal, as we like to do. So he said to look into your travel insurance and make sure there's repatriation in there. So we came home and we looked in our policy book. And what did we find?
And we found exactly what he said, that should one of us pass away on the trip, we would, actually, I think it said we would get up to $3,000 and it would take care of it. Now, I think, Norm, that actually means that you'd possibly be cremated where you passed away in another country. I don't think they were talking about bringing the body back. So,
no.
And lo and behold, we hadn't even looked or paid attention to that on the travel policy, had we?
And this company said to us, we'll say right from the start, there was no upsell, there was no nothing. They have this package at this amount of money for cremation. They also have one for burial. But we chose the cremation one, and absolutely no upsell. If you wanted an urn, you could buy an urn. But he says it just comes in a box in a nice blue bag. But basically, he did say that if we didn't have that repatriation, he could sell an insurance policy for around $500 that would cover that.
So that was another bit of information that we got too, wasn't it?
It was. So we should have saved this video for Halloween, but it's too far away.
We thought it was too important to tell everybody because it's one of those things that probably people think, oh, we should get round to doing that, and you don't.
You never do.
And we've been thinking about this for a while, and we suddenly decided, you know what, we actually have to go do it. And we did it yesterday, and actually I feel really good and happy that we did do it.
It's almost the same sort of feeling as you have a credit card debt, and you pay it off one day. You have a lump sum, pay it off, and you got that peace of mind, and it's like patting yourself on the back, thinking, that's a job well done.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we feel about doing this. And it's not creepy.
No, it isn't.
It's something that if you're responsible and you care about your family and you want all the I's dotted, T's crossed, it's one thing in retirement that you should be looking at doing. So anyway, we rushed home.
Yeah.
We were dying to tell you about this. That's a real groaner, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think we've done that now.
So we hope everybody is keeping well.
And staying safe.
And until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.